We are live. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live. And this evening on the Huddle community, I have a question for you. A very, very important question for you. Are you tired of creating content on rented space online and still your viewers are not seeing your content the way you desire for them to see it? Well, this evening on the Huddle, we're going to talk about 5 important tools that's going to help you build your platform in 2023. And we're starting right now. Praise the Lord, everyone. Welcome to the Huddle. I'm your host, Walter Strong. If you're new here and you want to broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video, we welcome you to the show. And as we said this evening, we're going to be talking about 5 important tools that's going to help you build your platform in 2023. 2023 is the year for us as content creators to build content in our content creation journey, no longer on rented space. But it's time for us to own our platform, build our platforms with the right tools. And so that's what we're going to be talking about: how to build your platform with the right tools in 2023. And so if you're just joining me this evening on the Huddle, you've gotten the notification that we're live. Do me a favor, if you're watching me in the chat, do me a favor, give me a hashtag Team Live. Let me know where you're watching me from. And if you're watching the replay of this and you've gotten the notification that the replay is now available, give me a hashtag Team Replay in the comment section. And to my online listeners who's listening to this video podcast, give us either a hashtag Team Replay or a Team Live in the comment section. And so, as we said, we're going to get into this discussion on building your platform in 2023. Not only building your platform, but using the right tools to build your platform. And so, as we begin this discussion, I think it's important to understand what platform means in today's times. But for me to give you that definition, I need you to kind of go back and kind of think when you were in elementary and junior high, when you first heard the word platform, how was the word platform introduced to you? Well, when I think about the word platform when I was growing up as a kid, to me it meant like a stage in which a person or individuals stood upon to be able to communicate a message that they wanted to share with an audience. That platform could either be a wooden platform, a wooden stage, or it could have been a metal stage platform that which was built for that individual or individuals to communicate their message to the audience. That those individuals could have been like on a panel, or as I said, it could have been an individual by themselves communicating a message that they felt was very important to their audience to hear. Well, what is today's platform for me and you? It's an online platform in which we communicate our message to our viewers, and based upon the type of content that we have that we want to share with them that will add value to them. That message basically consists of communicating who we are as content creators and why we've gotten into content creation. And it also consists in the content that we want to share to the audience, to a identified target audience, an ideal client. And so that becomes the platform. But the challenge and the problem or the struggle has been for most is that we've been communicating our message about who we are And the clients or audience that we're trying to reach with the message that we have, we've been doing it on rented space in which we don't own. And simply the landlord, if you will, can now change the terms and the conditions of how that rented space is used. And as a result, by them changing the terms and the conditions of how the message, the content that you want to share with the audience, they kind of dictate in it by their algorithms of how it's going to be shared with them. And so I believe it's now time in 2023, now more than ever, for us to start thinking about ownership, to start thinking about platform. You know, Michael Hyatt has a book called Platform in a Noisy World. And certainly in online content creation, it is certainly noisy. We are very we are in a very competitive niche of different people creating content. But for most of us, we're not doing it on a platform. We're doing it on rented space. And so that's the backdrop in which we're going to share these 5 tools to help you build your platform so you can broaden your reach, and your impact and your income through online video, whether through online video, through live streaming, through live stream shows, broadening your reach and your impact and income through online video, through short form content, or even through podcasting and video podcasting. So let's get into this. And so if you're just joining me, we're talking about 5 important tools that's going to help you build your platform in 2023. If you're in the chat, let me know in the chat where you're watching me from. Give me a hashtag Team Live, and in the replay, Team Comments. Tip number 1, to build your platform, you need the tool of your own website. You need the tool of having your own website so that you can be able to communicate the message that you are passionate about of who you are. Whether if you're an author, whether if you're a content creator, whether if you are an entrepreneur, you need a website as a tool for your platform to communicate your message of who you are. In addition to having your website to communicate the message of who you are to the audience that you're trying to reach, you need a website so that that audience can now come to you, to your website, and learn more about the content that you have. Because unfortunately, like most of us, we've all started using rented space. Well, what's rented space? Well, rented space is Facebook. What's rented space? Rented space is Twitter. What's rented space? Hold the phone now. Don't lose me here. It's YouTube. It's YouTube, the very platform that I'm using right now. It's rented space. I don't own YouTube. I don't control the terms and conditions of how my live stream or my video or my shorts are seen. The YouTube algorithm does that. The Facebook algorithm does that. The algorithms of these platforms do that. That's rented space. But if I have a website, which I do, walterstrong3rd.com, you'll find it in the description, then I have a way of bringing my content to my website. And then my viewers, my target audience, the niche I'm trying to reach, they can come to walterstrong3rd.com and learn about my content, learn about who I am as an online coach and live stream producer, and build a relationship with you. Build a relationship with others through community, through the tool of a website. But when you don't have a website, you are now at the mercy of renting space. Another thing it's important to understand, a website is not just a landing page, a one-page landing page that you can bring a person to. Because most of the time when you're using a landing page, is because you're trying to sell a particular product or online course or service. If you're an author and you have a new book you've released, you have a landing page that maybe the publishing company or self-publishing company has helped you set up so that can help promote your book. But that landing page only talks about the product. It doesn't necessarily go into depth, into details about who you are as a content creator. It may touch on you being an author, but you may have so much more to give. But that landing page is not a website. It's just a landing page regarding your products and your services. And so don't get confused. If you have a landing page and thinking that you have a website, you don't have a website. You have a landing page. Let's go deeper. A website is going to go into the details about who you are, as we said, your about page. It's going to talk about the services and content that you offer or products that you have. And it's going to also share some other information to you about if you have a coaching service, if you have a business, and products and services and things. So there are multiple pages connected to this. So understand that a landing page is not a website. It's just used as a tool to promote or to attract an audience for your product and services. But a website can be a tool that's going to help you build your platform. I want to jump over here to the chat this morning. I'm sorry, this morning, because we're always live on Saturday morning, and say good evening. Say good evening to, did I click on it? I think I missed it. I'm sorry about that. Say good, not evening to StreamYard. Say good evening to my dear auntie Denise Jordan from This and That. Good evening, ma'am. Thanks for joining me and being a part of Team Live as we talk about these 5 important tools on helping you to build your platform. Again, your platform is the platform of which you can communicate your message to your audience so that they can understand who you are and what you have to offer as a creator and the content you want to share. Because rented space like YouTube, we can build all these subscribers and build these communities. But if YouTube changes its terms and conditions and say, this was acceptable today, but now this is changing, well, it can impact us where now we may have to go somewhere else. And now how do you move over 10,000 subscribers to a new platform? It becomes challenging. It becomes difficult. But if you have a website and you're slowly bringing them from YouTube to your website, you're slowly bringing them from Facebook to your website, and you get that traffic, and then you're able, through having your website set up properly, you then can be able to convert that traffic into clients that you want to build an ongoing relationship. So the first tool is a website. The second tool that you want to have in building your platform is your email list, your email marketing list. So you take the website, and then you have an email marketing list that you start collecting the emails. And what I'm understanding about email marketing lists, when a person entrusts you with their email, that's gold. You've been entrusted with a very important piece of them that you can't take lightly or take advantage of and use it in a way that's not intended to be used. They're entrusting you with a way of being able to communicate with them. And so we have to use that in a responsible and respectful way. And an email list will help you to then, the viewers and the subscribers and the followers that you get on rented space, as they come to your website, if you have a particular lead magnet or product or services that you can offer them, like we have a live stream checklist for those who are beginners in learning how to live stream or live stream better. when they sign up for the live stream checklist, then there's an exchange. They get the live stream checklist. We are entrusted with their email. And then what we then do is we communicate with them by sending an email newsletter, which we sent out our first one last week. So, Auntie, let me know if you got the newsletter that was sent, that I know I sent on to you in the Huddle community. And it becomes a way of communicating. And then as that email marketing list grows, it then provides more opportunity to provide and add value to those who are part of that list. It helps you as a content creator to build your platform, and you're not building it on rented space. You're not building it on rented space. Hey, if you are getting great value out of this discussion this evening on 5 important tools on helping you build your platform in 2023. Notice I didn't say building a platform on YouTube, though we are on YouTube. I didn't say building a platform on LinkedIn or Facebook or a Tick and a Talk. Building your platform, you owning your space, you paying for it. Do me a favor, click the thumbs up button, share this on your favorite social media page that you are on, and let's continue the conversation. So we've talked about the website, we've talked about the email list. Let me share another tip with you on how to build your platform, and that's through blogging. When I first got into content creation, being online, blogging was the first tool that I was introduced to being able to make content and share content. And writing blogs. I did that from 2015 to 2018, writing different types of, blog of Christian inspirational content to online viewers who needed to be encouraged about the love of God and God loving them and them having a purpose for their life. And so blogging is a tool that you can use to help further build your platform, especially for those of us who are in online video and on YouTube or creating short form content or long form content. We can use blogging and then download the transcript from it through different tools like Transcriber, excuse me, like Transcriber, and we can then put the words into the blog and post it as a blog. And then you can still put the link of the YouTube video. So that way you may have some individuals that may be into reading, who don't mind being reading. And then you can be able to then have the link if they want to watch it visually. You can take it a step further where you can do a blog, or you can put the link and then maybe put it in an audio version where they can listen to it in an audio, where you can transcribe the audio into a podcast, which we'll get into. But this is a third and important tool that you can use to build your platform. So you are not dependent upon social media. You're not dependent upon how you can get your content shared, so more people can see it, but the platform is kind of dictating on who can see it, when they can see it, based upon the algorithm of their newsfeed. Blogging is just another important tool that we should be considering in building our platform in 2023. Let me jump back over here to the chat here. Got here. Okay. Our auntie says, let's jump over here to the comments. Did I get that? Okay. Bear with me 1 second. Auntie says, she said, that is true. I'm trying to build my email list and save my content, so that way it's an external drive. Exactly. Because YouTube, it's the second most used search engine, Google being the first. But again, we don't have control over in terms of how YouTube may do certain things. I've heard of stories from other YouTubers who have a second or third channel now because they end up losing access to the first channel and they had to start all over again. But if we have an email list and we're bringing them over, bringing them over to our website, to our email list, and you keep them watching the content, but you're building a relationship. You're deepening the relationship with them. In the event, if there is a shift or a change, then we have a way of communicating to them. And this is important. Yes, I'm all for keeping an individual watching my content. I'm all for an individual continuing to watch more of my content. I was just, Auntie, this yesterday evening, I was doing some research on one-on-one coaching services, and I was watching an individual who caught my eye and started taking me some notes. And I started with video number 1, and before I knew it, I must have watched 4 of her different videos on one-on-one coaching services because that is something that I'm interested in providing to do. And it was important for me to kind of understand how much I should be charging for a coaching services to the right client. But it took me at least 4 videos to finally find that out based on the different types of videos. And that's important. But if her channel shuts down tomorrow, and if I haven't given her my email list, she misses on the opportunity to be able to reach out to a potential client like myself. And so having our website in our description of our YouTube page and taking that time to communicate to our subscribers to say, hey, look, if you want to go deeper in our relationship with one another and me adding value to you and you adding value to me, we have to utilize the tool of websites, having a website, blogging, and an email list. Tip number four, using the products and services that we begin to create to use. And I will be the first to tell you that this is definitely something that I'm looking to do, but it's a challenge. It's a challenge from the level of not so much in terms of the creation of the products and services, because it does take time. But once you do them, then being able to market them, the products and services, and then promoting them, see, I've had the Huddle hoodies and t-shirts now for over a year, but it's time for me to start really looking at how to properly promote them and market it, just to be able to use as another tool on helping to build the platform. And so I believe there are those of you who are the online listeners this evening that have not engaged in the chat, and those of you who are listening on Team Replay, you have some products and services that you're working on, or you already completed them, but you are not making them available for your viewers, for your followers, for your subscribers, so you can build your platform. And I want to encourage you to start looking at the products and services like online courses, products and services like one-on-one coaching, products and services like apparel, clothes and apparel, and more. Use the products and services as a tool to build your platform so that you are not dependent upon rented space. Right now, we're using what's available to us. There are times where we have to become renters, but because before we can become homeowners. There are a time where we have to become renters before we can become homeowners. And that's okay. This may be the time for us to be using rented space to build our subscribership and build our following of followers and viewers. But once you get the website, then start working in 2023 to build the traffic, to convert the viewer to a loyal client. And so use the products and services that you have. Before we go into tip number 5, let's jump back over to the chat over here and see. Auntie has some other comments. So let's be our due diligence in responding. Let's make sure. Did I get this one, IT? Okay, we did that one. Boom. IT also says yes. Once you create, you have to market and promote. Definitely. And yes, it's difficult and it's challenging, especially for those of us in the stage of as young as we are, Auntie. But don't let that stop you. I'm not letting it stop me. I'm not letting my age become an excuse on being able to get the product and services that God has blessed me with to be able to share with others that can add value. Don't let that be a stumbling block for you. I'm not going to let it be a stumbling block for me. Hey, if you are just joining us this evening here on the Huddle Edition Monday night, I know it's Monday Night Football with the Buccaneers and the Cowboys, but if you're just joining me here on the Monday Evening Huddle, we're talking about 5 tools that can help you build your platform in 2023. So let me know where you're watching me from. Give me a hashtag Team Live in the chat. And if you're watching the replay up to this point, give us a hashtag Team Replay. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel and click the alert notification button. And we make a commitment to you as you do these things. We will help you broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video. Tip number 5, podcasting. Podcasting. Be on the lookout. This is the year, this quarter. It's going to happen. We're going to make it happen in this first quarter. We've already identified the podcasting host company. We're now just making the budget so that way when we start the podcasting, we get off and running and we start creating the episodes. We'll have the budget and we won't have to worry about any type of financial challenges interrupting us and stopping us in the middle. But we're going to be able to go and do our first season of episodes and doing podcasting. So we're going to be doing YouTube and we're going to be doing podcasting. Podcasting, a service that you pay for, is again something you own, a tool that you own that you can help build your platform. And so when you're using these different tools, you got your hammer, you got your screwdriver, you got your wrench. You have these different tools to use to build your platform. The message that God has given you and the platform he's given you to communicate to the right audience. The homemakers that you have to reach in 2023, Auntie, male or female. So these are 5 different tools that me and you can use. And so the question that I have for you today, those of you who are in the chat and those of you who are just listening, the question is, which are these tools are you using to build your platform? And the second part of that question is, which of these tools are you not using? Just drop down in the chat. Let me know which of the tools you are using to build your platform and which of the tools are you not using. And let's have a conversation. Here, a part of the Huddle community of what we can do to help one another build our platforms in 2023. Let's go back to the chat. And IT says, did we get this one? I think we say yes once. Okay, yeah, we got that one. IT says, I have been thinking about the podcast. I can repurpose content and then already repurpose the content and you already have it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And what I'm doing now with all my new live streams that I'm doing, Auntie, I'm purposely doing them in such a way where they're geared towards podcasting. In the past, I was just kind of doing them from as if me being online video. But what I'm starting to learn in developing these types of skills of content creation, we have to kind of do this in such a way so that way not only are we speaking to the audience through video, but we have to consider the audience that may not be watching us on video, but may listen to the audio. The same way we speak to the audience that is a part of Team Live, we are conscious to speak to the replay viewer. And that's a skill now that I'm learning that we have to start doing with the with podcasting, and then also having a good editor who can be able to edit different parts of the live streams, so only the 5 points that we covered can be highlighted in the podcast, and everything else can be cut away from it. And so these are the things that we need to be working on to build our platform in 2023. And so I want to encourage you today, Auntie. There's so much more for you to accomplish, and I know you will. I'm just honored. I'm just honored to just to get to know you this past year and seeing what you've accomplished. I'm honored, and I'm honored to see what you're going to accomplish in 2023, and using these tools that we've shared. And so I want to thank Auntie Denise Jordan, and those of you who are watching the replay, and those of you who are the online listeners. I want to thank you for being a part of the huddle this evening. That's our discussion for this evening. And so I just want to thank you. And so let me see here. Is there any other thing else? Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and bring this to a close. And again, we will be back this Saturday as we are getting ready for the live stream takeover. That's right. We're going to have our second live stream takeover. The community is going to be running the huddle show. And the topic of discussion is going to be on YouTube Shorts. The YouTube Shorts and short form content. That's going to be our discussion for 2023. See, before I get up on out of here, I got to give her some love to our live stream diva, Miss Florence. Miss Florence being a part of the Monday evening huddle. So hopefully, if your schedule permits, you can be able to check the replay out. But I am excited also about the invitation for the month of February of being a part of Power Planning Month with you and some other dynamic content creators who are going to be a part of this series. And so I'm humbled to just even being a part of this awesome lineup of content creators. So I'm praying that God will give me some wisdom and some insight to be able to add something to the conversation when you have so many other great content creators that are lined up in a part of your discussion. So I want to thank you for that. And Florence says, always listening to the replay. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So let's get on out of here. And I'm excited for some things coming up. And we're gonna definitely keep moving forward. And so we're gonna help one another in the huddle community build our platform in 2023. Hey, God bless.